Hello, once again, and welcome. This is Inside Politics here on Universal Television Africa, UTV Africa. My name is Maddox Maduka Ujumado. Always a pleasure hanging out with you here. And this is that place we talk about Nigeria, its growth, its development, its politics, and policies. We talk about the state of the nation, how we can make Nigeria the better place that it is so that it can take its place in the Committee of Nations. Today is the topic we have today is one that I'm a bit sentimental about. Well, one of those who is always biased in favor of the women. As a mama's boy, I can't help it. I'm always very much on the side of women to make sure that we treat women better than we ever can. And today we have a very, very efficient, ebullient, and sagacious advocate for women affairs. She's Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu, who's the founder of the Aju Elumelu Foundation. This is a foundation that functions here in Nigeria and in the USA. And this foundation is championing the women for 35%, her voice, her vote, her future. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ambassador Aju Elumelu. Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, and hello, everybody. Thanks for having me here today.
So, like I said, this is something that I'm quite sentimentally inclined to. Women, I do believe, are not getting their fair share of recognition. They're not getting their fair share of a seat at the table. It looks like the men always want to dominate the space. And so I'm always happy when I see people who are trying to give women a foot in the door to open up spaces for them to participate in. And I'm glad that your foundation, the women, the Morgan Elumelu Foundation, is championing the Women for 35% initiative, which is to amplify the voice of the women, enhance their vote, and of course, securing their future. Talk to me. It's obvious, but then I still want to hear it from you. What inspired you to, first of all, start the Aju Morgan Elumelu Foundation and to focus on this 35% for women initiative?
I'm so happy I'm being interviewed by a mama's boy. Y'all know that.
I wear it proudly.
A lot of men are shy to be mama's boy. First of all, Aju Morgan Elumelu Foundation is 17 years old in Nigeria. We also
17 years
17 years old in Nigeria, and we're also in America. Aju Morgan does women, youth, children, and all of that. And every once in a while, we pick up on a topic. And these Women for 35% is born out of the last election, 2023, because I did come down
Okay.
to participate in electioneering process. I just wanted to see how it is to.
You played a role in the campaign process.
Yes, absolutely serious role in the campaign process, and that was an eye opener.
Okay.
Through the grassroots, and just being in the grassroots, because they say politics is grassroots. I wanted to try out everything, and it was when it dawned on me that women, they're always the ones that come out for campaign, and they are the ones that vote, a lot of them more than men. And then afterwards, they get retired. When I say they get retired, if you're lucky, you become that lone tokenism, that token women leader. And then the rest of it is history till the next 4 years when women are lured back. And then they're lured back with fabrics, wrappers, and bags of rice. And they're there. I saw Nigerian women suffer beyond words. And after the whole thing, because I played a very strong role, I got bombarded with calls upon calls of women broken beyond words. After that, nobody picks their calls. Nobody picks their calls. And then these men, elected officials, going off. They take their friends and relatives, and then they cut you off completely. And that was why after I stayed in Nigeria for about a year, when I went back home, I was broken myself, devastated. But before I left, I, made sure that I had an empowerment program called Just Because We're Involved. I got that. Just it was a temporary thing for those of them very broken, and then I started out a marketing platform
Okay.
for these women. And then when I went back, I carried them in my heart, and sometimes I want to shed the ugly events that happened, but it was very difficult until one day I had a revelation at 2 a.m. I jumped up, and it was for women for 35, got up, and I resisted. I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going back to, I am Catholic. I said, Virgin Mary, no, I'm not going to do this. Leave me alone. I'm not the only Catholic girl that you keep pulling. But, much as I wanted to resist, I went upstairs that day and I just started work. I didn't know any single women in Abuja to liaise with because specifically the instruction was in Abuja.
Abuja.
So, being in media also, I just spread out the very next morning and I started making inquiries into women organizations in Nigeria. And within 1 month, I had booked a flight ticket and chose a date for the launch of Women for 35. I researched it. I am an ambassador of the Universal Peace Federation, in social and economic consultation with the United Nations. So part of the jobs that I do a lot of work, in my ambassadorial capacity. And I just found out that nothing has been done in terms of women participation in leadership position, appointed positions, and elective positions that women, Nigerian women, y'all know that Nigerian women you hear of all over the world that do wonders, perform wonders that are, other African countries, when they talk about Nigerian women, they speak about them. They are awe's of all the things that they do. I said to myself, after all the after all the investment in myself as a human being that my parents invested in me, when I come back to my country, Nigeria, I cannot even sit at the table with the men. Because if you really look at it, out of 109 senators, only 4 are women. Out of 360, only 16 are women.
In
And
the
if
House of
you, in the
Representatives.
House of Rep, what are we going to tell our daughters? That, our daughters, they say, come home, they come back home. Oh, sorry, daughter, when you get to Nigeria, there's certain places you can be. There's certain jobs you can do. There's certain positions you cannot. In a country where women are almost 100 and something millions, and
Approximately
yet,
half of the
you see,
population.
I have not, I'm going to say this, I watch the news a lot, and I have, when I look at the National Assembly, the demography of it, and I'm looking at the lines, I'm looking at the line. Where are the women at? There are no women. And, I don't understand it. If I read out of 187 countries that made it to the Beijing Declaration, Nigeria is about 183.
Wow.
We're behind. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. And that is so embarrassing. If you really have to look at the totality of African nations that, went to that Beijing, came back, implemented all that was said, and up to now, Nigerian government have not implemented it.
Listening to you, I could feel the how personal you're taking this. I could hear the emotions in your voice, and you've painted quite a stark picture of how bad things are. Like during elections, the women. That's when you remember them to vote. After that, you abandon them. Then some tokenism is done. Some woman leader here. Some people would say, I'm sure if it was possible, men would be made women leaders for
I
parties
was told
and
that.
other things. So that's how stark it is. But
Right.
what do you think is at the foundation of this, especially since you highlighted that Nigeria was one of those countries that was at Beijing, where the fact that women inclusion became institutionalized. Why is it this bad in Nigeria? What's peculiar in Nigeria that's making it difficult for women to get their proper place at the table?
Yeah, I will say this though, in 2006, it was revisited in front of United Nations, signed by Nigeria, and nothing still happened. And part of there are certain things that are number one thing I will say is that a lot of men think that we're coming to take the position, kind of like push them out and just step in. We're supposed to be in this together. Women bring a lot of values. We're the ones that run the home. We're the ones that take care of the children. We're the ones that take care of the men. These men are the helm of affairs. They come back to us. We're the ones that take care of the marital and everything else. So if we can multitask like that, why can we not be at the table with the men? Go and look at all the countries in the world where women are presidents or women are leaders. You see that things go smoothly. And number one thing, like I said, is men thinking, oh, well, let's just let them sit out. This is a man thing. Politics is a man thing. And then you talk about the culture. The culture that women, even in some places sitting here and talking about it is a taboo. You're not supposed to talk or sit at a table with men. You're not supposed to be talk when men are talking. You cannot even be the head of a corporation that way because there are some men there that you cannot talk over or talk to. So the culture is a part of it. And then you see women in very high positions. They're there and they're sitting down comfortably and they're not fighting for the younger ones. I remember one time I used to be an international artist. I used to sing all over the world. And somebody asked me, what is success to you? Success, I told them that day, success is when, that my prodigy does far above and goes to where I have never gone. That is success to me. So if you already are sitting out there in Senate, sitting out there in House of Rep, and you don't, flinch a muscle to say, okay, we want more women to come in. And, that's a big problem, And then money, we don't have money. We don't have mentors.
You think men have more money than women?
Oh,
Economic
snap.
disadvantage.
You say, what are you talking about? When you've not given us anything before anyway. We're not in leadership position and we will have kids and we have children and then we cut off our career and come right back and depend on men for money. We don't have money for election, but men will look at someone like you and say, hey, you good. I'm going to put money on you. I'm going to make sure that you become a governor of so. We don't have that.
People
Remember,
don't invest that way in women.
yeah, nobody invests in women. No matter how smart you are, no matter how smart, how intelligent, no matter how good you are in what you're doing. Women, nobody invests. Let's say I'm right here. Anybody that want to invest in our Jews should come invest in me. Because, no, you don't understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Some of us women, we're driven. We're driven. And when a woman is in power, when a woman has that leadership position, let's say you're a governor, you're a senator, you're there, you make sure that your constituency will never go hungry. You build things, you nurture them. There are women out there that needs nurturing, but all our women go to the grassroots. They're all broken. And then when you tell a woman, when women for 35%, telling all these women, you know what, you can do this. They say, oh, no, no, these women have even lost confidence in themselves. Because over time, when a society say you cannot do it, except you are self-driven, folks like me, when you tell me I cannot do it, I'll tell you that I can. You know, except you're self-driven, except your parents taught you how to have that confidence in yourself. Or even if you don't have it from your home, except you find folks that will train and motivate you, because it's in us. It's in it that when we come and handle any little thing, it grows, you know. And that is, see, I don't even think of it. The fact that, you know, in my life, what do I need? House, you sleep in one room, use a car. You know, it doesn't take that much. It's not that serious for folks to just be amassing wealth. You know, it's very so ungodly kind of wealth. But if you have this money, if you have this constituency project, I believe that women will manage the resources well and better, and so they can take care of their communities.
But you just hinted at something, and it's been at the back of my mind. So it's good you brought me there. The perception in many quarters is that even the women, one, don't make themselves available for leadership, and then secondly, women don't support their fellow women.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
So you've hinted at it when you say
Yeah.
that those big women occupying those positions,
No,
but
I'm
they're
getting
not
there.
inspiring younger ones to become as big as or even bigger than them, which is different from your own personal philosophy. I think back to the PDP primaries in 2011, when one woman was like the loudest female voice advocating, running for presidency at that time, Sarah Jibril. She stepped up there. There were female delegates. There were female executive members, at least woman leader and some other positions within the party. Yeah, that woman did not get one vote. There were women there who were in a position to vote for her, at least as one of their own. None of them did. So, are
I'm
the
getting
women
there.
not a bigger part of the problem than
Yeah,
the
you see,
men?
that's why we have to educate women. That when you see, women for 35%. Part of the things that we do. I'm going to go back. May 22nd was when we inaugurated.
This
By
year,
yes, this year, we launched, and by June, we're already in Women for 35%. We're on all local governments in Lagos State. 20, we're there. Different states, we're there. We're springing up like mad, and we're not political. We have women in different political parties, which is the way we want it, you know, because we want to make sure that all political parties know. So these women, they are right now getting up. What is the problem? The problem, really, the majority of the problem is the women. That women are very wicked to themselves. If I can't be there, you can't. If if I'm not sitting on this table, you cannot sit. But they forget that they have children. So if you're wicked to a woman because you don't want her to come, but don't forget that women, we look into health, you know, in terms of that. But women will not vote for women. So what do? We are trying to train women, motivate them, you know. So we're trying to, in every political party, we're keeping our eyes open to identify those women with capacity. It's not just with capacity, women that will stand up and say, yes. You know, when you read about the Aba women riots, you say, oh, where have our women gone? You know, so we're looking for women that have character, capacity, you know, that are smart and that are nurturing, that have morals, you know. And it's not a woman, after selecting a woman, I heard that some women will say, oh, they're no longer reachable. No, we need women with compassion, you know, that would take care of, of, of children, of their constituencies, of everything in totality. So that is the problem women is one of our major problem, and we need to change that mindset. If we can change that mindset, I would say 50% of our problem is gone. To where when you see, and then I'm going to say this: a lot of the men, they're the ones sending fellow women to attack other women. It is. They're saying, you and I are candidates or aspirants, and you have your women, and you send them to bring down a woman. So all these behaviors really need to quit, to stop.
All right. So your initiative is the Women for 35%, in which case you're looking for 35% affirmative action for the inclusion of women in governance. Now it gets
no, it's not just in governance.
In leadership,
In leadership position, appointed position,
yes,
appointed, elective.
Yeah,
leadership across board,
across
in
board.
banking, oil companies,
Well,
everything, everything.
Interesting in the
So that means we need policy.
In the banking sector,
They've done it. They got it.
The bankers,
No, they got it.
they're very good. Some
Yes.
of the top banks in Nigeria are being
They're
led
women.
by women.
They
So
got
it looks like,
and they're doing well.
excellently
Very
well,
well.
no doubt.
Right.
But it looks like it gets trickier in politics, and the policy, at least by necessary inference, is there. But it looks like it's not, even the women advocates, maybe like you, are not even pushing it well enough. Let me explain. When it comes to elective positions, you could say, okay, if the women don't win those positions, they don't. But let's come to appointed. I don't even want to go to the states. Let's use the federal government, for instance. Now, the President Bola Tinubu, has 48 ministers, out of which 41 are men, 7 are women, and most of the women are holding junior ministerial positions. And this is about 14% of the cabinet. 21% way short of the 35% affirmative action for women, which has been mouthed for a long time. The outrage is not there. The condemnation is not there. The push to have the president adjust his cabinet, which is at his discretion to do, is not there. It looks like the women are not focusing, targeting their agitation at the right places, using the spouses of these leaders, like the first lady, the wife to the president, to see that the president, at least, who has the prerogative to appoint his cabinet, has at least 35% of women there. This is supposed to be a low-hanging fruit, but it looks like women advocates have lost the initiative to make it happen.
As you're saying it hurts like crazy. And I was actually thinking that, because if you have a president, you will expect the first lady to fight for us. And I remember when President Jonathan was around, Mama P.
The impatience.
Yes,
Jonathan.
she just kept pushing in women, and there's still some of us who are trying, even though a lot of times we get bullied. I have received my own fair share of bullying, and this particular one person was just relentless, but I will not fall. And that is why women, a lot of them are scared, a lot of them are ill prepared. And some of the women that I have spoken to so far about running for offices and all of that, first thing they say is, oh, I don't have the money. I can't. And then, so we are, like I said, broken, totally broken. And we need help. I'm just going to be tell you, is long and short of it is that we need help. We need training. We need finances to train some of these women that we're going to identify, to let them know, and also to, we're now in different grassroots, for women for 35, we don't have to, because it has to do with the entire country. We don't have to have a big hall to do shows and all of that. It could be 5, 10 women here.
Okay.
You carry it to another grassroots. So you just, that word of mouth is there. But at the end, in every party, we're still going to have to identify those women who want to run for office, so that we can, contact different political party chairmen.
Right.
We already have one party chairman who is behind us totally, and who will help push us down there. So we need to contact other political parties so that they can open their doors for women and not charge us for form, allow.
I think that has been a tradition. The women typically are not
Yeah, they're not
made to pay
yeah,
for
they're not made,
forms.
but it looks like some parties will make them pay 50% and all of that.
Right.
So I am told, I don't know if this is true, that it takes 500 million to a billion or 2 million to run for office.
That's
Where do we have that money?
That's right.
So that's a serious big problem,
Right.
for us. So we don't know at this point. A lot of people have to join hands, and that is why we have the he's for she's, people like
we
you.
would come for the he's for she's,
Okay,
but
all right.
we need to go on this break.
Okay.
If you're watching, this is still Inside Politics on Universal Television, UTV Africa. We are talking the state of the nation here, Nigeria. We'll be back after this quick break.
Hello, amazing people. My name is Godfrey, Kelechku Godfrey, and you can call me K. I am a banker with over a decade experience with Nigeria's foremost financial institution, a certified financial educator, a young man with an acumen for business and financial intelligence. Let's just say I am the first financial educator you should have met and the last you'll ever need. I am the host of Money Matters with K on Universal TV Africa, where we discuss your money, my money, and the government's money. Without further much ado, let's get the show on the road.
Great to have you back. It's still Inside Politics here on Universal Television, UTV Africa. We are reaching you from the center of Nigeria, Abuja. And what we do on this program is we talk about Nigeria's growth, its development, its politics, trying to talk about the development of the country, the state of the nation. And of course, today we've been talking about women. And I said it's a topic that's close to my heart, something I'm sentimental about. And it's good that we have a great advocate for women with us here, Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu, who is the founder of the Aju Elumelu Foundation, which is a foundation active both here in Nigeria and in USA. It's been active for about 17 years. And currently, like they do periodically, it is pushing the agenda of women for 35%, her voice, her vote, her future. And we've been in the last segment of the show talking about the state of women representation in Nigeria, and with the passionate presentation by Ambassador Elumelu, it's clear that the women are receiving 100-0 from the men. Ambassador, great to still have you with us. So
Yeah, thanks.
let's you just spoke about the appointive positions, and
All right.
you didn't seem to score President Bola Tinubu very highly.
No.
Even when you look at the ambassadorial nominations.
Ambassador nomination,
yeah.
68 people, 59 men. Is it 8 women?
Yeah,
Or
9 women.
9 women. Add that up. How many is the population of women in Nigeria? See, the statistics are there. It's not adding up. Does that mean that there are no women to put in positions?
Has it been this bad? Looking back at, especially since we came back to civil rule democracy in Nigeria, let's say since 1999, we could look at successive governments. Has it really been this bad?
Obasanjo was friendly. That was PDP,
yes,
right?
PDP, yes.
Woman friendly. Good luck, Jonathan. Obasanjo had high-powered women,
Yeah.
or women in high-powered positions. There are times he will go overseas and bring these women back.
Yeah.
President Goodluck Jonathan was also there. And Mama P, God bless you, was on him, constantly on him to put women. And right now, women are at the bottom of the totem pole in everything in this country. And nobody is talking. Nobody is, just like you said, even the women in position, they're comfortable. How do you get comfortable when you see hundreds of men and you are you are 4 out of 109? I'm not going to be comfortable, you know. So part of the things, this goes beyond party lines. You know what I'm saying? This goes beyond party. The last time Women for 35%, our first lunch, we had inter-party women leaders from all. We have 19, I believe, 19 women leaders in 19 parties. I believe 12 were at the show. We have the Jamia Mata Arawa, 19 states of the North. These women fight like crazy. A lot of times I draw strength from them. I've learned so much from these northern women because their own fight is real and it's hot and heavy. I had the ladies from Plateau State, 5 women, and up till now, they've carried women for 35 around every local government. And then we have women voters of Nigeria. I heard they have 40 million eligible women voters. We have Society of All Women. They were there. And these are people that I reached out to online and say, hey, okay, you're doing this. We're sending 40. We're sending 50. We're sending this. The hall was packed. You know why? Because women, I don't know, it looks like the wind of change is here. The women are all seeking, they're no longer comfortable. They are no longer comfortable. I just found about 10 coordinators in different northern areas. And I tell you what, some of these ladies are senior special advisors to governors. They work for, some of them work for international organization. Some of them, I'm talking about top women. When you look at their background, it's unbelievable. Yet none of these women are getting, positions, and they're women that have worked real hard. But, I'm going to be honest. I'm just being honest right here. When you look at the northern women, they fought the fight. They have been at it, but our southern women are more comfortable. Just like you said, nobody's pushing, but they are pushing. Their own struggle is real, but the southern women, okay, yeah, if we want to do it, do it. Yeah, our husbands are there to feed us and do all of that. Oh, my husband is a so banker. What of those who don't have husbands? What of the women in grassroots? They are forgotten. These women are forgotten. They are hungry. They live all kinds of unimaginable. And then they are the ones that, constituency projects are not getting to. They're just doing, oh no, the plight of women is in Nigeria is unbelievable. Unbelievable. If you look at countries like Rwanda, 60-something% already.
Yeah, I just deliberately did not want to do any form of comparison so that it doesn't look like we are trying to condemn Nigeria, but like I want us to go solution driven.
Can we not sweep things under the carpet, please? That's how we got here, because let's not say it. It's our country, it's our country. The whole country, the statistics are staggering.
Yes.
The statistics, the world is looking at Nigeria. Believe me, the world is looking. They're not happy about it, for the Nigerian women all over the world, and that's the reason why they say, you know what, I better stay where I'm appreciated. I better stay but, every time I keep talking about that grassroots woman, the women that we've all left behind, and they are our mothers. Don't forget, some of these people in governance, their parents are still there. Their mothers, you talked about our mothers.
Yes.
Their mothers, our aunts, our sisters, every one of them are there, and they cannot be forgotten. They cannot be forgotten.
So we've talked about appointed positions now, but let's talk about elected positions. You've already hinted at some of the hindrances, money, and all of that, and then the men not wanting to be displaced. But we're talking affirmative action now. Someone has to do something. And it's also not about policy, but about practicable frameworks to have this done. 2027 is around the corner, and politicking is in top gear. I'm sure you're aware that there's the move to have the reserved seats for women, some say special seats for women in the parliament, which are additional seats to be created exclusively for women, which would have them not just at the federal level, but at the state levels, getting these seats that are kept aside for women. Do you think initiatives like this would help? Are you supporting that initiative? And then what else in practical and practicable terms can be done to see that we get women elected the more, and also educate the women in places of soft or hard power to be able to influence more women coming in? Because like a first lady, you mentioned the impatient Jonathan, they have some kind of soft power. They can influence their husbands or those around their husbands to actually do more for women. So what practical frameworks do you think can be put in place to achieve this? Because now we're forcing our hands to reserve seats for women. Ordinarily would have been to see that more women are actually elected to the existing seats. Beyond all the talk, beyond all the policies, what practicable stuff can be done to see that we achieve this?
Whoever came up with that is actually a genius. Women for 35%, we support in totality the reserve seat for women, and we pray that, I believe that is waiting on one more reading, that I pray hopefully that this is going to work, that it will pass. We these no matter what we do, we still need that money.
Okay.
That reserve seat, yes.
So
Women
economic
are still
empowerment for women.
economic empowerment, and when this is passed, they still have to find a way to. I know some people are saying, "Oh, women are just wanting to be spoon-fed." We don't have money. I have mentioned here before the fact that, a lot of times, a lot of breaks from childbirth, a lot of breaks from raising kids, a lot. So women don't have that seed money to run. So what is going to be done for us? Once you pass this bill, we still need some form of soft landing.
Could there be like a national fund which will be provided for by all tiers of government to provide a pool from which women who run for office can access
Right.
to fund their campaigns?
Yes, that's what
Like
I'm
you've
trying to say.
mentioned, the waiver of
Yeah.
payment for forms and all that.
And then
Could there be more incentives?
yes, there
like
has
that?
to be an incentive. And, other countries do it where you have that funding. Even if you can borrow from it, even if, so that when you stabilize, or it can be withdrawn from your salary or from your pay or from whatever it is. Even if you do these reserve seats, we still need money. Otherwise, we're not gonna have the right candidate, because you need women with capacity. A woman can now say, "Oh, I'm not coming out because I don't have money." A woman with a capacity. So we need women with capacity, and then we need that funding that we can access. And I pray to God that it works so that women.
But what difference are you actually expecting? Do you think if more women are involved in leadership, there'll be a difference? We'll see different outcomes. Some people will quickly point to you. I will not be specific. I will not mention specific women's names, but they will say,
Okay,
that woman, she was there. She did this. She did that. She stole as much money, if not more money than men and stuff. So if we push ourselves into all these fights, at the end of the, what's the expected outcome?
You say that's why
Should
I
we
keep
really
telling
say
you.
yes, like these women are going to be different?
That's what I keep telling you, that the right women, I don't know where they got those women from.
Okay.
I don't know who put them there and where they got them from. The right women, we have to be very intentional about women that we put in any position in this country. The women have to have that capacity. You have to have the discipline And the fact that you cannot start falling for, and stealing constituency money and all the money. So we need to, just that's what I'd say. All the coordinators, please look out for women. I have that in mind. They're giving the list, putting out the list. What are we going to do with the list? We'll go to you as a chairman of a party. Please, this woman, do you know her? Yes, she's this, she's this, she's that. Any woman that does not have that capacity, is setting us back. Because a lot of men are now saying, oh, you guys complain about a man that steal, but how about the women that have brought so far that steal? Who are those women?
So how they emerge?
How did you come out?
An issue.
What did you do before? What was your
Pedigree.
What was your pedigree? You cannot just go and bring any woman,
Yeah.
and you don't want to have a
Expect the
woman
very best from her.
that somebody will come and say, steal $1 million for me. I will tell you, heck no. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to connive with you to steal my constituency money.
Okay.
So we need women that are disciplined.
Let's come to, let's get a little bit personal now. So in the course of doing this, have you seen any pushbacks from men or even from your fellow women? Have you had some drawbacks like discouragement in the course of doing what you're doing?
I'm not going to let you finish this, but yes is the answer. I've had men pushing back, but I'm going to say this. A lot of men are saying, you know what?
The him for her crew.
Plenty are saying, you know what? We have tried. Women, maybe we need you guys to. Right now, they are resolved and saying, you know what?
So you're getting a lot of support from men.
I'm getting
despite the fact that you get a lot of pushbacks.
Right.
You still get a lot of support from the men folk.
And there are some states and constituencies that say, you know what? We don't want men. This 2027. We want women. Let us try women. We have tried men. But the pushback, I was trolled. I'll never forget it. Every time I dump because I have Aju Global Media, every time I put anything, this one man attacks upon attacks, call me Satan, call me all kinds of names. But guess what? When you attack me, I don't waste my time on you. I just put the next thing. And you attack me again, I put the next thing. I just dust it off. But guess what? That same man was now. The men on that platform turned around and tore him to pieces. So there are some he's for she's, folks with daughters. It's personal for them. When you raise your daughter and you see your daughter and you say, oh gosh, my daughter is not going to grow up in this kind of country where women are not giving their dues, And then you see some men just saying, you know what, fair is fair. We're almost 50%, you're 50%, So we have some he's for she.
Any kind of any men whose support have stood out for you? Any specific men?
Oh, absolutely. Now, you all know, if you have a project like this,
yes,
you're going to have a patron and you're going to have a matron.
Yeah.
And it has taken me this long. Since May, I've been looking out for that woman that will be a matron. I have not seen. I also have been looking for a patron. And, I just was going because it's so crucial for your patron to have some form of connection with the National Assembly.
Okay.
Because they are the ones with the capacity to change laws.
Yeah.
So I started going through, so many of the members, and I came across this senator called Siriaki Dixon.
Okay, that's the senator representing Bayelsa West.
Bayelsa.
Okay.
I read
and former governor of Bayelsa.
Read upon him.
Okay.
As it concerns these reserve seats as I was reading up on him, I saw him. He just veered into women for 35%. Everything that I've been preaching, I have been struggling for, I have been pushing, and all of that. Everything came from that man. And then I said, okay, well, this is a mistake. Maybe it's a one-time thing. I said, okay,
Maybe it's a glitch.
Yes, it's a glitch. I went back to when he was, he was
Archives.
governor, two-time.
Yes.
What's it called? He's also the attorney general, and
Bias
he
State.
has women. And this man consistently talks about women. They are our mothers, and he's not only saying it, he puts his mouth,
Puts his
the
money
money
his
where
mouth
his mouth is. And I'm going to tell you something that happened today. Today, my Aju Morgan is my father's name.
Okay.
Elumelu Foundation. This is the foundation in honor of my father.
Okay.
And it didn't just resonate. Today was the first time I made Senator Seri Aki Dixon a patron
Okay.
of Women for 35.
So you've got a patron and you're still looking for a matron.
Yes, I'm still
A
looking
man
for
has stepped forward
a
before.
man. No, it's Senator Seri Aki. I chose him,
Okay.
And not even thinking about my father's death anniversary. And remember, this is his foundation. So I chose a father of the foundation on his anniversary.
Excellent.
And I am very excited. And I told him what he's going to do first. Sir, as a patron, you're going to can you do that for us? He's a big man, big guy. I said, okay, I got to watch my mouth before he backslides me.
He's a gentleman.
But as big as he is, it looks like the guy is very gentle, very gentle man, and, that's where Papa is.
Yeah.
I said, sir, you're going to open the door. I say, yes. You're going to do this? Yes. You're going to do that? Yes. At times you look at me. I will remove my face, it's kind of like remove my face so that I don't ask for too much. But I am very excited.
All right.
And I'm actually just coming from there, where, we have a new patron right now, Senator Seri Aki Dixon.
So I guess Senator Dixon is representing very well for the men, but I'm going to pin you down.
Okay.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
And I want you to put your put your money where your mouth is.
Okay.
So you're not.
Where's my mouth?
Well, you want more women in politics.
Okay, absolutely.
You can't be selling fish and you don't eat fish.
Ooh.
Are you putting yourself forward for an elective position?
Why do folks ask me about this?
27 or sooner?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people, even in places where I am not, a lot of people are saying, you gotta run, you gotta run, you gotta run. What I tell you is the problem. We have the money problem. Are you gonna sponsor me? Let me use politician language. I have been consulting. When they say that, they're lying. I have been consulting. It's true. They say that, we're consulting, and then another one, and engaging, and for real though, I have been consulting and engaging, and that is just the truth.
Okay.
And I have tabled it before my Almighty God, Senate, House of Rep. They're right there, and the answer is going to come to me.
Okay.
But it's going to come to me, and everything still borders on that resources. But I'm not going to lie, the folks where I come from are calling. Even when I was coming here, they calling, we want you to run. We need a woman. You have the capacity.
You're from Delta North?
Delta North,
okay.
yes. Delta North, yes.
North, yeah.
We want you to run. We want you to run. But,
all right.
I don't know yet.
We'll be looking out for Honorable or distinguished Aju
Hey.
Elumelu
Hey.
come 2027.
Hey.
Let's see which one happens. But before we go, because we really have to pack it up,
Okay.
let's have your final thoughts. Get out your thoughts together. Talk to us about 35% affirmative action for women. What should we be looking at? Where do you expect you, your foundation, your work, and your aspirations to be? Maybe in the next couple of years, what should we have expected that would have been achieved?
The expectation is that, in the next election, we should have more women in elective, appointed, and in National Assembly. Because women are really going to fight hard. Those of the women that, they will tell me, you have given me hope. We are not going to do this, but I am going to run. And all women, please, when you see your fellow women, just please vote women, vote women, vote women. Don't forget it. And men, vote women, vote women, vote women. That's all I'm going to say, so that at least we can, our lifestyle can improve, and men don't always forget that when you marry a woman and you don't upgrade that woman, when something happens, your children are going to be at the bottom, which that's what you need to think about. So let's vote women. Vote women. Give us a chance. 2027, give us a chance. And if we mess up, then you can say, oh, yes, y'all messed up. But just give us a chance. That's what I'm going to say.
But I think I have to do this. So for those who would wish to reach out to Aju Elumelu Foundation to partner, to support in any way, how can they reach out?
Yes, I'm going to put out a direct number, which is, you can go directly to www.ajumorganillumelufoundation.org, O-R-G, and there, or you can just go directly and WhatsApp us at 0708 574 5465. WhatsApp. And don't go calling now, because I know when you say
WhatsApp messages
will be fine, and you definitely going to get a call back. So if you want to help us, if you want to sponsor any woman, if you're from Delta North, you're looking for who to sponsor, so look around here, give us a call.
All right, so we'll scroll those contacts definitely
yes, please.
On the screen. But I want to thank you so much, Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu. On a very lighter note, when you were talking the women issues, I could see the passion. You were speaking with so much emotion. At some points, I was hoping you were not going to break down in tears.
Yeah, I always do.
But the moment you started talking about the kind of support you were getting from men, I saw you light up. So that shows the kind of joy a typical woman will get when she knows she's been appreciated and she's been supported, especially by the male gender.
We can't do it without the men. And that is the truth. We can't do it without. Any woman who said they can do it is lying. We cannot do it without you. So we need the support of the men,
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Ambassador.
Thank you. Inside Politics, make sure that you continue to support this UTV Africa. It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
You're a media person, so you're already showing
absolutely,
it.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu. Honorable Aju Elumelu.
This has been a fantastic interview. I really enjoyed it.
You're always welcome.
You're so seasoned.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Honorable Ambassador Aju Elumelu is the founder of Aju Elumelu Foundation. It's a 17-year-old foundation active here in Nigeria and USA. It's been quite interesting, stimulating, and at the same time very uplifting talking to her. We'll be back again same time next week with more on Inside Politics, where we discuss the state of the nation, Nigeria. Till then, do have a very beautiful day. My name is Madoka Ojumadu. Hasta la vista.